Welcome to the Fast Track. Andy and Jim are going to break down the NASCAR race and the Formula One race. We'll do our best with Formula One because the Chinese Grand Prix, the hours are completely wonky. We have no idea when you're going to watch this, so we'll do our best. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, leave us a comment. Start with the awards.
Let's do it. Let's get right to it.
Off the
We had
bat.
a
All right.
long list.
Okay, so if it's the first time joining us. First off, thank you. We do 2 awards every week before we break down the races. The first is called the Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Award. The second is called the Lance Stroll Award. These 2 drivers are notorious for making some of the most boneheaded decisions and the funniest decisions and causing a lot of carnage completely unnecessarily. And we award the funniest and dumbest moments of the week in the respective sports. So let's start with this week's Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Award. Recap last week's winner. It was Catherine Legg. Just interview before the race. What are your goals this race? I just want to be competent. She hits the wall on lap 5 and then spins again later, and Suarez hits her. So easy winner last week. Pretty tough this week. Our first nominee you didn't see. Dustin Johnson attempting to read a NASCAR promo on the Live Golf broadcast. If you haven't watched Dustin Johnson, he is as monotone as it gets. I will. Don't cut me off. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to reenact Dustin Johnson's NASCAR promo because what's happening now is NASCAR's on Fox and Liv has now got a Fox contract. So Dustin Johnson goes, "Don't miss out on all the NASCAR action on Fox Sports 1. They didn't edit it. He forgot the next line and they just left it in there. They were just like, and I was like, what if that was like the best take? What was that? What if that was like take 5? And they were like, fine, fuck it. Got it. Nailed it. So Dustin Johnson attempting to read the NASCAR promo was good. Kyle Busch and his pit crew don't tighten the wheel. It comes flying off. Briscoe's pit crew doesn't tighten the wheel. Ty Gibbs spins in the pits, and the pit crew is just like out on a casual stroll. Just no urgency, no running over the wall. Just like, oh man, brother,
this guy. They're literally like this guy.
Yeah. And can I just throw out the top 3 of what is this?
I want to know who had this on their bingo card.
Yeah. Oh, I cashed the trifecta. Oh, who'd you have? Barry, Suarez, and Priest. This is a tough one here, Jim, this week. I'm gonna eliminate Dustin Johnson because it really wasn't a NASCAR promo. It was a Dustin Johnson lives. So for me, it's Ty Gibbs.
I agree. It is Ty Gibbs. The pit crew looks so pissed.
They were like, this
servicing
guy.
That car. And
this guy.
Time. They've been in 32nd for most of the year. They have no speed. You could just see the depression on that team's face when they were out there getting that car straightened out.
It was like, let's just say they're not doing that to like Christopher Bell or Denny Hamlin. No. They're flying out of their pit box to try and get him back on the track. But the crew is like, yeah, okay, Gibbs, let's get you out there so we can do what. All right, boy, this one is tough.
I'm surprised you only had. I thought you were gonna have 7 or 8 here. We could have kept going.
We got to narrow it down. Hadjar Rex on the formation lap. Duhan wrecks early, and did you see when they cut to Duhan's dad, who was just sitting there livid? Like, I'm so disappointed in my son right now. He's embarrassing the family. Carlos Sainz wrecking on the caution lap. And then we have the Ferrari radio communications. These are some real phrases that were over the Ferrari. Press the K1 button. Quote, I know where it is. I'm not close enough. There's leakage. It must be the water. Thanks for the words of wisdom. Do you have any more that are better than this, do you think? It's tough to beat Hadjar in the Ferrari radio communications.
Oh, well, I'll pile on to Ferrari as well when they're talking to Leclerc, and he's literally like less talking. It was a very nice way of him saying, shut up. I'm trying to drive a race car at 180 miles an hour. I don't need you talking in my ear on the first race of the year. So Ferrari is picked up right where they left off, figuring out a way to piss away races. Again. I don't have anything to add, and I got to tell you, this is a really hard decision. I thought Rex on formation lap. I thought we were done. But this Ferrari stuff, I mean, it just sticks out like a sore thumb to me.
I want to make it Ferrari, but the fact is the worst move is Hadjar wrecking on the formation lap of his first race. Like,
I'll make the argument for you to make this better. Not
Okay.
only does he wreck on the first lap, they can't send a golf cart out to pick this guy up. He's got to do the walk of shame. If you were watching the broadcast, he is crying inside of his helmet, walking down the access road all the way back to the pits.
And then, was it Lewis?
Nobody picks him
was
up.
it someone else's dad there?
Somebody else was like had a
like
hand on
Lewis
his shoulder, and
Hamilton's
he's
dad.
just crying.
It's got to be Hadjar because I'm just always going to remember that this season. I'm going to probably forget about Ferrari, but
we'll have
on
more opportunities. Ferrari's going to do this all season.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
that's true. It's got to be Hadjar. I listen. I feel terrible, but this award is for the worst move, and that is by far the worst move. Is not even completing the formation lap of your very first Formula One race. It's hopefully we look back and laugh and laugh and laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, we will look back and laugh and laugh. I don't know if Hadjar is going to look back and laugh and laugh and laugh. Maybe when he's winning a championship. But that was a rough one. Never forget, Justin Rose missed the first 21 cuts of his professional golf career. Eventually made it to number one. So, all right, there we go. That's your Lance Stroll Award and the Ricky Stenhouse Award. Let's go through Formula One just real quick. I don't want to give out lines for people because we got qualifying and all that stuff. What's your take on Formula One, I guess, right now?
Well, we're in a sprint race situation. Let's just go overall what we have with Formula One. I don't think you can take a whole lot away from last week with these rookies because the rain, that was the most impossible, worst situation you possibly could have for a race with 4 to 5 rookies starting and switch teams. And it was a disaster. An absolute disaster. It's a lose-lose situation. Look, McLaren looks like the class. Max does what he does in the wet. You know, he's just great in the wet. My biggest takeaway is Antonelli.
Looked good, didn't he?
Looked great. Looked comfortable. Ready to rock. I just did what he had to do to get a great finish. Again, the Kicksado cars are the garbage, right? Haas is garbage, so we know who to fade. I think this is a pretty clear cut who's top and who's bottom here in this series. But yeah, Antonelli was definitely my biggest surprise. I thought that was a really impressive showing.
Okay, yeah, same thing. Just McLaren top. I'm going to be fading these rookies. You're going to get some really good prices on some of these guys just to not finish the race or the under. I think dry, you're still going to see mistakes that take guys out. They're going to run into the gravel. They're going to hit the wall. They're going to break suspension. They're going to break their wing. And this ain't NASCAR. Like NASCAR, you can fly against the wall and be out a lap later. Formula One, anything happens to your car, they tell you to park it. So I think there's going to be some real value in the unders. So I need a couple races in the dry to really, really make some decisions. But
yeah, be careful.
I think you're right. So. All right, let's move to NASCAR here. And we are. All right. Takeaways from NASCAR.
Hendricks looks fast. Toyota, we got some big questions about Toyota going forward, man. Especially in these
or do we have answers?
Answers after one race, though? I'm not ready yet. I think one of these guys, we know Christopher Bell's fast, but some of these specific Toyotas who we'll get to, I think are going to be on the fade train for the whole season. Hendricks does their thing yet again. They come out all 4 top 10, right?
Yeah.
They got all 4 in the top 10.
Yep.
Don't look at the finishing position of last week and hang too much stock on it. It was a strategy call. If we had 20 more laps, that was not going to be your finishing position because they were on older tires. Again, track position is king on 1.5-mile tracks. Again, in the Gen 7 car, you cannot pass on 1.5-mile tracks unless you have a killer setup. There wasn't the ability to really blow through the field. We saw these guys drop back, and clean air is king. So I think we have to take that into consideration going forward here with the NASCAR mile and a half tracks. Track position is king. Is king.
Yeah.
Anybody specific that you were impressed with?
Yeah, you still got Bowman at even plus
There you go.
money, top 10. I get Hendrick's cars, all of them in the top 10. I get Bowman, who's shown regardless where he qualifies, he ends up there at the end. I get what I think they're the best team. I don't know if they got the driver that's going to win, but you get Byron, you got Larson, you got Elliott. What team is overall better? So I get a guy who's so far not the worst car on his on his team, and he's finished 7th at the last 2 oval tracks. The only time he didn't finish in the top 10 was Atlanta Super Speedway. So I'm just listen. If you're going to keep giving me Bowman at this price, when Elliott is minus 200 and Byron's minus 330 and Larson is minus 600, he finished ahead of Larson last week. Like, so it's name value only here. So it's Bowman. And that's who I'm going to focus on making money. I don't need to bet every driver. I just give me the value on a Hendricks guy at even money in the top 10.
I love how you worded that. The top 10 market is purely based off of name value. It really
come
is.
on, minus 600. Are you high?
There's other books. We use DraftKings for the show because it's most people can get DraftKings, right? It's minus 600 on a guy who's going to ride the wall the whole race, and if he makes a 2.5-inch mistake, the toe link is done. You lose all race pace. No, it's ludicrous. It's insane. This number on Bowman, I think, is going to be gone after qualifying.
Okay.
So this was the same thing that happened last week. I believe he was he minus 130, and after qual, I think he went to like minus 175.
He was plus 170. He was plus 175
plus
before, and then he
went
qualified decent, and then they dropped it. So
yeah.
If he qualifies inside the top 10, this thing is going to look like the Denny Hamlin minus 225 number.
True.
True.
He's definitely in there for the top 10. Quell your expectations with Josh Berry, I'll just say. All right. All of a sudden now he's minus 110, finishing the top 10.
Yeah.
we want to bet against these overcorrections for sure.
Yeah. I was going to bring up, why can't I play Chevy and Ford?
List me the Toyotas that can win this race.
Christopher Bell.
Not worried about Denny at all.
No. What's Denny shown?
He's shown nothing this year. That's the perplexing part with me with Toyota.
Yeah, and they will get it fixed, but it's going to take some time. So give me like 1.5 units on Chevy and half a unit on Ford, and I think we're good to go.
I'm with you there.
So I haven't seen anything from Toyota. I don't know. Toyota being plus 180 and Ford being plus 275 seems odd. I mean, I guess it's the Christopher Bell thing. But
again, he's wins 3 in a row. How many more is he going to win?
Well, that's true. And also look at those tracks.
And he did not fare well on the 1.5 miles last week. He did not look like he had a dominant car. He did not. So personally, can I piggyback off your play here? Because I agree with it. I think you play Chevy now, and you wait till after qualifying to pick your second one. Because the Chevy number will go down. Because you're going to see Kyle Larson
on the pole, or
you're going to see a couple Toyota Chevys that don't have a chance to win the race but qualify well up in the top 10. So I think you take the plus money on Chevy now, and you probably get a better number on Ford or Toyota afterwards.
Okay.
Say Denny hits the pole.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I get what you're saying.
That number on Ford is going to grow, and you can be off of Toyota.
All right. Okay. Again, trash on these props. I would almost lean Larson over Reddick, but I can't get to the window on it. Overpriced on Barry, but again, Brad hasn't. I don't know. Brad hasn't seemed to be popping up near the front.
He's been a non-factor this year.
Yeah. So, but am I willing to lay minus 135 on Josh Berry? No, because you have any kind of fuel mileage or weird pit strategy, it's Brad. He's he's so hard to bet against. I think so. Any other bets that you were looking at? Bowman, the top 10 was the only one I was looking at.
Well, Bowman, the top 10 at plus money is very, very, very tempting. personally, I hit my top 10 parlay, my little personal parlay. We didn't do one last week. We forgot to.
Oh yeah.
But it was Bowman and it was Byron. So these Hendricks cars, I mean, they're just up there. And you could put two of them together and get a decent number. You can also parlay them with something else if you want. I believe DraftKings is letting you parlay them with something outside of the sport as well. So I think William Byron has proven to be just a top 5 machine this year, a top 10 machine. I mean, look at yourself right there at plus 160.
Yeah, to get two of the Hendricks cars.
Say you didn't want to do that. You just want to go Elliott. Even that, minus 105. I don't think there's another race team, not manufacturer, that is going to consistently run in the top 10 like these guys have all year.
Mm-hmm.
And they're making it look easy to get top 10s.
Yeah.
How can you get a pit road penalty and finish 7th?
Because you got damn good car, damn good driver,
Right.
damn good crew. You got all the resources in the world. So,
Mhm.
All right. That's going to do it for us. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave us a comment in the comments section. We're building this show up pretty slow. And as always, we're always running a special 7 days. You get the same plays that we bet. Instant discount down to $69. That's 30% off. We have a ton of plays for this weekend. A lot of UFC plays. We've got NASCAR. We'll have Formula One, even though the damn race is in the middle of the night. Is it early morning or late night? It's one of those races. So we've got cricket plays, we've got lacrosse plays, and of course we're going to have NBA, NHL, and all the usual suspects. So take advantage of that. wt.buzz/al over at wagertalk.com. All right, it's going to do it for us. Good look on all your plays. Don't forget to check us out in the Discord channel, and we will see everyone later.
Good luck, guys.